Welcome back to the Ageless and Zen podcast, where we explore wellness, science, soul, and stories behind radiant living at any age. Today's guest is someone who embodies resilience, movement, and the kind of raw honesty that transforms lives. Carly Phelps is a certified cancer exercise specialist, author of Pray for the Bear, and host of Fit in Fitness podcast, a show she launched from her chemo chair. No less, her mission is simple but powerful. Help people move through life even when life gets heavy. Carly's story is not just about surviving, it's about showing up 15 minutes at a time with grit, grace, and a whole lot of heart. Whether you are navigating your own health journey, rebuilding your energy, or just trying to find time for yourself in a busy world, this conversation is for you. So grab your tea or latte, take a breath, and settle in. We're diving into movement as medicine, storytelling as healing, and what it truly means to live agelessly and in the space of Zen with Kali Phelps. Kali, thank you and welcome to my podcast.
I'm so excited to be here. Thank you for having me.
I have so much things I want to learn about you. Sometimes it's even hard to think about where to start because exercise is such an important piece for everybody else's life. I think the best way to start is to ask you, how do you get into this exercise coach business? And were you always very fit and love to exercise? And give us some backstory about
Yeah.
yourself and how you get into the business and how things evolve.
Yeah. So I was always active. I played sports as a kid. I had very athletic parents, so I had really good role models. And I think I first connected to fitness watching my dad. He was a runner. And then I remember, I think I was in second grade and I put on a pair of sneakers and I thought I was so cool because I went for a run around the block. And I'm just like my dad. I run like my dad. And that was the first time I think I really got that feeling of how good it feels to be done after a workout. And that kind of stayed with me all through my life. I always wanted to be a fitness instructor, but I went to college and the opportunity never really presented itself. So I found myself in all different kinds of jobs that never seemed like a great fit. Like I was just trying on a lot of hats. And then when I got to be, I think after I had my first son, I was laid off from one of my jobs and I decided to take a bar certification. And that's
Wow.
where it's not like I was that interested in bar I don't think I had ever done a bar class, but it just presented itself and I wanted to teach. So I'm like, let's give this a shot. So I did the certification and I started teaching and I realized that that was my true passion because I always realized that fitness was something that kept me very mentally healthy. It was as
Mhm.
a kid, I struggled with anxiety, and I always leaned on fitness to make me feel better. So that was part of my passion that I wanted to bring to other people. Like fitness can be fun, it can make you feel better. And getting that bar certification was kind of like my step in the door to try to help other people make that connection to fitness. So that was the beginning of my journey as a fitness instructor. And then it was a part-time job for a while. And then I decided to make it my full-time job when I realized that that was my true calling. So I'm so happy that I did that. And it's been a blast ever since. I just love helping people find the fun in fitness and finding the consistency and realize that it's something that you need to do to keep you healthy, but it's not something that has to be like, oh, I have to work out. But like we get to work out. And if you find the things that you like to do, it's easy to want to do it. So that's my thing.
You're absolutely right. If you feel that that is a job, it's like, oh, well, okay, I have to do it, right? But if
Yeah.
it's just a fun thing, you say, oh, I'm going to feel so much better. Obviously, it'll be just easier to do it and get through some of those tough routine as well. So how
Yes.
long you been doing this?
So I taught my first class. It's so hard to remember, but I think it was about 13, 14 years ago I started. And then after that bar class, I started to get certified in everything under the sun. I created an aqua fitness brand at one point. And then I created my Fit Fun Carly a brand, which was really helping people to get fit in 15 minutes. So kind of
Oh,
taking like small amounts of exercise to make it more doable. And that was the basis for my Fit Fun Carly method. And that's what I've been working on up to this point. Now I'm teaching people how to fit in fitness into their daily life, whatever they may be doing. So again, the focus on consistency over intensity and trying to make it an enjoyable experience.
yeah. Well, how interesting you say that. As you know that I'm in the skincare business, and that's exactly how I feel too. And life is so busy and so many things like you, right? Exercise coach, have a business, and children, husband, dog, and not even talking about friends.
Yeah, everybody has a lot going on. Yeah.
Yeah, so everybody have a lot going on. And so I'm trying to also build in a very simple routine. So take them 10 to 15 minutes. That's about it. And they don't have to sweat over it. And then they can keep their skin healthy. So we have so much in common in that. And,
Really do. Yeah, making it
oh,
easy
thank
for
you.
people to wrap their brain around in
Yeah,
skincare and in fitness. Like you don't want something that you have to like spend so much time figuring out or spend so much time planning or doing. You want something that's going to fit into your schedule, and that's going to make you want to stay consistent with it. And when you stay consistent with it, that's when you see the results in skincare and in exercise. Yeah.
exactly. Absolutely. Absolutely. So that's wonderful. Now tell me a little bit more about your 15-minute routine, particularly now you're specialized in helping cancer patients. And I know cancer patient, as you know, my mother had breast cancer, and it's very hard with low energy and with a lot of pain and chemo and all that. And I realized that when I read your bio and you actually started the podcast when you were doing your own chemo.
Yeah.
It was amazing. Tell us how you evolved from doing your own chemo and then design a whole program specifically for cancer patient. I think that's amazing.
Yeah, so I was diagnosed with breast cancer in 2024, right at the beginning of the year, at the end of January. And it was a shock because I've lived such a healthy lifestyle. I never thought that that would
Mhm.
happen to me, but those things happen. And I had my own business at that point, and I thought to myself, I'm someone who needs to work. I can't just take time off and be like, I'll pick this up when the cancer journey's over. So I had to figure out a way to keep going, and it's just me that works for myself. So I started doing some research. I talked to my oncologist and I said, I don't really know of very many people who have exercised through cancer. When I
Mm.
think of chemo, I think of people laying in a bed or throwing up in a
Yeah.
toilet. Is this possible? So she said, yes, there's a lot of studies coming out that show that exercise can really help with the symptoms of treatment and can help post cancer as well for you to get strong again. And she recommended a book for me to read, and I did. And it was like the breath of fresh air because the whole point of the book was saying that exercise indeed helps you through this experience. So then I thought, okay, game on. I'm doing it. And I think in the book, it was a 10-minute rule she had where she said, as long as you can get up out of bed and you can move for 10 minutes, just aim for 10. But I had already developed this 15-minute method before my cancer
Mhm.
journey. So I thought, oh my goodness, this is perfect because I'll just bump it up to 15 and I'll use that as my goal every day. And I'll be honest with my clients and we'll just take it from there. So I never missed a day of teaching or working out all through my cancer journey. And trust me, it was not easy. It was brutal, but I noticed that every single time I made the decision to get up out of my bed and move, I felt so much better. And so I was able to maintain a lot of my muscle and a lot of my
Mhm.
cardiovascular health after chemo, after aggressive chemo. I mean, I lost my hair and everything. I completed a triathlon 2 weeks after completing my last
Wow.
treatment. So I was like proof. I was like, this is gonna be where I'm gonna show all the hard work has paid off. It did. I mean, I was able to do it. I was able to come back.
Wow.
I feel better in my body now than I ever have, which I feel very fortunate. I know everybody's journey is different. Fortunately, I was able to deal with a lot of the side effects. And then after that, I really became interested in trying to help as many cancer patients understand that exercise can help during your cancer journey. And it also prepares you for your comeback after your treatment is done. And I was going to say the cancer, when your cancer journey is over, but it's never over. I mean, it's just a new stage of life. It's just a different phase of the journey after you've completed treatment and then you're sent on your merry way to live your life. but it helps with the depression and anxiety that sometimes cancer patients can have after their treatment. It's a win-win thing. There's no negative to exercising during treatment or after. Like it can only help as long as you're listening to your body as well. So that is where that came from. And I mean, I loved exercise before my cancer journey. I was always very connected to it. It's my passion, but it connected me to it on a whole new level where now I'm just like
Mm,
so grateful every time I'm able to move my body. It's a feeling of gratitude.
absolutely. I had encountered myself some health challenges. And so I know how difficult it is to just get out of bed and to do anything, to just such a big effort to just take a shower, right?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
yeah, just like a self-care routine thing is already challenge and then add the exercise on it. You must be a very, very good coach and then you encourage them maybe start slow and you must have a routine. And then tell me a little bit about your routine. I'm really curious.
So I have a virtual platform, and I record, it's all virtual. So I do live classes every single day, always a 15-minute one, sometimes a 30. And then it's a virtual platform so people can do it live or they can do it on demand. So it fits people's schedule. And then I started this new thing recently. It's called Fit in Fitness. And I pop up at random places and do a 15-minute workout. I have my sign that says Fit in Fitness. I go on Instagram Live and I just pop up in random places and I do these 15-minute workouts on the street. Sometimes people join me. Sometimes I have a destination where, like, if somebody invites me to come Fit in Fitness with them, sometimes it's a group. One time I popped up at a facility where a day program for adults with special needs. So they all did it with
Mm-hmm.
me and it was a blast. I'll go anywhere and I will make a complete fool out of myself because the goal is to just really show
Mm,
people that we should all be moving more and that
right.
fitness should be top of mind. And
Mm-hmm.
it doesn't have to be this serious thing. It can be fun. It can be something you can just fit into your day. So people can join me if they see me live on the street or they can join me live on Instagram every day. So that's been really, really fun. So that's another way that I get my classes out there. But it's been really fun for me and really fun to hear the feedback from people. I get a lot of messages saying, oh, like that was such a great class. I did it while I was cooking, or I was able to do some of it at work. And it
Right.
just makes me feel good because that's the whole point, is kind of redefining exercise. So it doesn't have to be this gym workout. It could be
Right.
something
Right.
you can fit in. So if you keep fitting in little bits, you're probably going to get more than you would have at that gym workout on a consistent basis because it's easier to fit in.
Yeah. Well, as you know, I'm following you. And I think yesterday I saw you with three kids and you're doing some great workout in like some parking lot or side yard.
I'm in parking lots. I'm at my son's soccer practice right next to the practice. So yeah, I'm everywhere.
Yeah. And then it was interesting enough, my assistant and I was looking at her and say, oh my God, I don't think I can do that kind of push up.
Well, that's the thing. There's modifications for everything. You doing something doesn't have to look like I'm doing it. I always am very clear when I'm teaching that if you can't do this, you can do this. And what's the point of the class? Are we working strength today or cardio? So it really doesn't matter what you're doing as long as you're sticking to what we're trying to work on today. So if you don't like something, don't do it. But then there has to be something else that you can swap out and do that you do like. So fitness should fit you. Fitness is not one size fits all.
Well, I was looking at you and how you do all the exercise. I say, well, Carly is going to be ageless for sure.
Oh,
I guess in the
that's
podcast.
what I'm hoping for, man. I hope I'm ageless. Somebody today told me I'm 47, but the guy showed up at the workout and he was like, "What are you, 35?" And I was like, "You are my new best friend." I am not 35, but you can think I'm 35. Yeah.
Yeah, it's amazing. And I also find out that you actually written a book. I mean, how do you find time to do that? And the name is so interesting. Tell me a little
Thanks.
bit about it.
Yeah, so when I started the podcast for my chemo chair, that was the beginning of me thinking about like how can I make this experience number one like something I can get through. I need to make lemonade out of lemons. I need to find the positive in this experience. So for me, that would be helping other people. So I started the podcast for my chemo chair to kind of show people what chemo was like and open the doors a little bit. And then after that, I really started to pull out all these lessons I was learning from my cancer journey. And I realized these are lessons that apply to any difficult time you're facing. It doesn't have to be cancer. And then actually my friend sent me an Instagram reel one night when I was going through cancer, and it was Kobe Bryant, and he was talking about an injury he had, and he was saying like how hard it is, but he's going to get through it. And the last quote he says, "If you see me in a fight with a bear, pray for the bear." And she said, "This is you, Carly." And I said, "It is me." And then I was like, that would be the great name for a book, Pray for the Bear. So then I started thinking, okay, like what are all these lessons I'm learning? Anybody who's been through chemo knows that there are days where you're tired and there's not much you feel like doing, but I love to write. So I would just sit outside at my computer and I would just write all these lessons that this journey has taught me. And I realized that it really didn't have everything to do with cancer. It was just, like I said, tips for how anybody can face a bear in their life, a difficult time. And then I decided to write it because I thought maybe it would be inspiring and help other people. So that was another way of me making lemonade out of lemons, which is what I really like to do because I don't like to sit and feel sorry for myself, or I never want somebody to feel sorry for me. So I like to kind of change the script and be like, okay, I have cancer, but like what can we do with this?
I love it. I love that you're being so positive and just like you say, life is full of challenges, right? And
Yeah, we
doesn't
all have
matter,
them.
yeah, whether it's an illness, a family situation, or even just walking down the street. And sometimes you get surprises, and your personal attitude is really make a big difference and of your experience and quality of life. And that is something we can have control over.
Yep,
Yeah.
it's control the controllables. Like you can't control what's gonna happen. You don't know if you're gonna get cancer. You could do everything right and still get cancer. But if you get cancer, like what are the parts of the experience that you have control over? And control them, because that will give you that sense of feeling in control of something that feels so overwhelming.
Yeah. Well, with your experience and the amazing thing you're doing and teaching other people doing, so I want to explore a little bit about your Zen. Tell me a little bit about how you get your Zen.
So I think I get my zen every time I help somebody connect to fitness. A lot of my clients come to me and they're just like, I am burnt out. I lost my spark. I don't want to do anything. I'm so unmotivated. I can't do it. And they can think of a million excuses. But then when you see someone who actually like listens to what you're trying to tell them and tries and then has success, there's no better feeling than that. I would say like that's my zen experience, that feeling of like, it just feels so good to see someone accomplish what they want to accomplish and put the work in and know that they did it for themselves. That's the best feeling.
Yeah. So that is great that to feel that you are being helpful and that will really build your Zen within and personal journey within yourself, enjoying from the inside. I think is so important because I believe that actually your energy radiate out to make people feel comfortable and feel people that they too can do it. Maybe not to the extent that you can because you're super duper positive.
There's a difference too. Like I don't believe in toxic positivity. I think it's really important to like recognize when you're not feeling good about something and
Right,
sit
right.
in that for a little while, because it's okay to say something sucks. It does. Like cancer is awful. But I think then again, like you sit in it, you know what you're feeling, and then you can think to yourself, okay, what can I do with these feelings so I can pull myself up and out of it? But goes back to that control piece of like, what do I have control over? I recognize this isn't a great situation. I'm not putting rose colored glasses on, but it's up to me to do what I can with this situation, because you only have a certain amount of days on this earth and you don't get makeover days. So you got to make the most out of each day.
Yes, yeah. It similar to me, I talked to you about this before. I really found my zen when I felt that I was helping other people and their skin improved so much and then their life changed. and one after the others, and it make me feel that I'm making a contribution and helping other people, not only in their life and also in general, then they go radiate their positive feeling outward. So like a little butterfly effect in a sense.
Mhm. Yes.
How, when you encounter such a major illness and then feel that your life is in jeopardy, did you ever feel why me and why happen? I'm in the great time of my life, and what is the process going through you to be able to rechannel those negative thoughts back to the positive and build your brand, successfully?
So I think everybody feels like, why me? I questioned, like, why me? Why do I have to go through this? But then and I'm sure I know other people have said this, but then I think, why not me? And then you can go through a million scenarios in your head of situations that are much worse than what I have to deal with. And then I think, okay, well, if I had to pick from those other things and this is my battle and I know I can win. So I kind of feel relieved because like there's no way this cancer is going to beat me. Like I will beat it. So maybe it was put here because I can handle it. Maybe other people couldn't handle it, but I know I can. So then I flip it around. It's constant reframing of thinking to myself, well, good thing I have this and not something else because I know for sure like having to and no one thinks that they can deal with like a kid getting sick. That would be the worst thing. And who knows? Like you don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. But on the
Right.
days where I felt so miserable, I'm like, at least it's me. I'd much rather it be me than have to watch my husband or my kids deal with those things. And then I feel grateful that it's me and not them. So it's constant, like
Ah.
I just said before, reframing, trying to find the positive.
Yeah, that's very altruistic thinking of you instead of
Because,
somebody.
like, out of my whole family, my money's on me. Not to put my family down, but I'm like, gosh, like, they'd be on the couch and they wouldn't be able to do this. I'm like, if somebody has to fight this, good thing it came after me because I'm tough. I mean, I'm sure they could too, but those are the thoughts that go through my head.
I love your sense of humor, so you can do it.
Thank you.
When I look at you, it's like constantly funny,
You're
and
so
very
sweet.
witty.
Tell my kids that. They don't always think that.
Oh, it's okay, they won't discover it until their
No, they
parent
wouldn't tell it.
themselves.
Yeah. Yep, for sure. Yep.
Right, exactly. Go back to your brand a little bit, because I think you build an amazing brand to be able to help other people. And the 15 minutes is very doable, I think. Like you say, because you can adjust, right? The
Mhm.
intensity from low impact to high impact, kind of exercise depends on the patient or the person that they can handle. So now, where do you want to go from here now? What is your aspiration from this point on?
So I really want to just help redefine exercise so everybody can get what they need from it. So the idea being that the 15-minute fitting in fitness with a 15-minute time frame takes the willpower out of it because it's based on habit. And habit is so much easier to build a healthy habit when it's less time because you can wrap your brain around the 15 minutes. There's a start and there's an end that's not that far from the start. And everyone has 15 minutes, even if you're busy at work. Chances are, well, not anymore, but remember people going out for a smoke break or something, or taking a break at the water cooler or something. Chances are they're doing that for about 15 minutes. Why couldn't you devote 15 minutes to moving at your desk? So it doesn't have to look like this big extra thing that we have to add to the end of our to-do list. Sure, maybe you want to and that works for you and that's wonderful, but we should all be moving more. We're a very sedentary society. So then
Yeah.
let's use the 15 minutes to get even more movement in because exercise is so important for your brain. It changes your brain. It's great for longevity because it can prevent illness or help you fight a recurring illness. Obviously, it helps you build muscle as you get older so you can do all the things you like to do. So there's adding these little bits of safe 15 minutes of movement in over time can only do good for you. So why wouldn't you do it? It's an easy lift. And if you can learn how to kind of habit stack and attach movements to things that you already do. It's like killing two birds with one stone. I think that's the saying. I totally messed it up, but I think you get what I'm saying. Like you can accomplish two things at one time. So put a sticky note on your coffee pot that says 10 squats. And every time you're making coffee, you do 10 squats. And over time, if you keep being consistent with that, you will see a difference. There was a study, and I was in a webinar, and the person who was leading the webinar referenced this study, that they did a study with two groups. One group meditated for maybe 5 minutes before they went to bed, and the other group did 1 minute of air squats before they went to bed, and it was for sleep quality. And the people that did the air squats had a better quality of sleep than the people that meditated. So these are
Wow.
all, like, the science is there. I'm not pulling this out of thin air. I'm just
Mm.
taking the science and trying to apply it in a way that makes it easy for people to get the benefits from the exercise. So as far as, like, my brand goes, I'm just going to keep popping up and making an example of myself to try to encourage others to, like, think outside the box. Like, don't be so embarrassed about moving and getting your exercise in. Like, lead the revolution, start a trend. You're going to inspire people. It's very, very, very important. I just see myself just popping up all over in every state and just trying to inspire as many people and working with people one-on-one, and my small group training, and just trying to, like, just help people develop this mindset, because it's just a new way of thinking. And once you change your brain and you get going with your healthy habits, it's so much easier to maintain for the rest of your life. It meets you where you're at. Even if you get cancer and you're in a chemo chair, you can do some
Mm.
squats. Meet you where you're at.
Yeah. Well, it sounded so amazing, and I'm the guilty of that. I'm the one who's sitting on the desk and trying to design things and trying to think, like using a lot of brain exercise, but not enough
Hmm.
body exercise. You
Yeah,
know.
but you can attach some movement to your thinking. Like, you can set a timer, and I don't know how long you're sitting there thinking, but, like, set a timer for 15 minutes and then get up and set it again for 15 minutes and do, like, a 15-minute, do squats and push-ups at your desk. And then when the timer goes off, you go back to your thinking.
Yeah. Well, that's good. I think my husband even have to kind of get out of his way and call me and say, "Okay, time for a walk now." Like I'm a
Time for a
puppy.
walk. Yes, you need him to be your accountability partner.
Yeah, well, exactly.
Yeah.
So I think a lot of people will be very interested to know what is your daily routine. Like for example, you wake up in the morning. Okay. Beside randomly, maybe you are planned or you haven't planned, they just show up in shopping mall. So give me your daily routine, and so maybe that's something that we can
Yep.
learn from.
So I usually get up. I like to I get up. When I was younger, I could pop out of bed and exercise. But since my cancer journey, I'm trying to lean into what feels good. So I don't really like to get up and just move right away. I like to get up and have my coffee, and I have two boiled eggs every morning. Like, I'm
Ah,
hungry when I wake up. So that's what I have. And then I just spend my time waking up, and then I'll do something for me. So whether it be a swim, a run, a Peloton workout, whether I'm teaching, all my virtual classes I do with the students. So sometimes it's like more of an intense class that I'll do.
mm,
And then I usually teach at some point in the early morning a 15-minute workout, whether it be strength, cardio, yoga, whatever. It changes all the time. I like to be well balanced. I'll do that. And then sometimes I'll teach another class during the day, like a 30-minute class. And then I'm working, and I'm literally fitting in fitness as far as, like, movement goes. So I'll get up, I'll set my own timer, and I'll get up, I'll make sure I get like a half hour walk in the morning, and then I'll come back, do my work. And then I'm usually doing squats or push-ups or something. I break it up during the day just to keep my body moving. And it helps my brain too, and it helps me think better as well. And then at the end of the day, I'm usually just driving my kids to sports practice. But now I've been fitting in fitness at their sports practices because some of the parents were very excited about my fit in fitness, and they want to do it too. So
yes.
I always have to be prepared. I will never say no. So sometimes I do a fit in fitness in the afternoon or in the evening. I didn't even say my meals, but I eat breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and I have some snacks. And I have my afternoon coffee, which is really important. And then I'm usually in bed by 9. I go to bed early because I'm up usually at
Wow.
5. Yeah, sleep is really important to me. I probably should get a little more, but I love going to bed early and waking up early.
Resting.
Yeah, I like resting at
Yeah.
night.
Yeah, that's something that modern people are not doing enough of, it is the
It's
sleep
just as
quality.
important as the exercise. So is
Yeah.
nutrition. It all plays together.
Right. Now, do
And
you
so
take
is skincare.
particular supplement to help to boost up your energy? And so, you have day here and there and just don't feel like doing anything. But because of your regimen, your supplement that you're taking, that you actually feel so much better and, keep your day going.
I'm not a huge supplement girl, but I have taken creatine for the past, I would say 6 months. And I have noticed, like, I just take the 5 grams in my water every day, and
Mm.
that has helped me just feel better. After chemo, I just felt like everything was constantly achy and my joints hurt, and that has really helped. So I do take creatine every day. I just drink plenty of water, and I am a very good eater. I'm not militant about my nutrition, but I've always been a very nutritious eater. I love food, so I make sure I get enough protein, fruits and vegetables, grains. Like I don't eliminate anything. I just make sure I get enough of what I need. That's it. I know I don't really take anything.
So you're not taking any other medication. That's
Oh,
fantastic because, as we all know that, like my mother, I told you before, and
yes.
some of those medication with the side effect, and
Oh,
then after you take one, then you have to take more to
I
counteract those
know.
side effects. Yeah,
So
so
my cancer was triple negative, so it's not hormone driven, so I don't have to take any of like the tamoxifen or any of those medications that I mean, they're great medications because a lot of them prevent the cancer from coming back, and unfortunately, there's nothing I can take for my cancer. I just have to like to not come back. I just have to cross my fingers and live the healthiest lifestyle I can. But I don't have to go through all those side effects from the medications that a lot of people do. So then again, I reframe it in my brain and I say, well, it's nice that their cancer won't come back. Mine could, but at least my days are nice because I don't feel gross.
right, then your quality of life that you can
Yes.
control, and because you're with your situation and you don't need to be on a lot of different drugs, and
Right.
I'm sure as some other patient may not be as fortunate, and it's great that you can reframe that, right?
Yes.
And say,
Yes.
hey, maybe I have this bad thing, but bad thing, who knows?
Yep.
People got sick before, whether you call it the bad or the good, the
Yeah.
differences and
It is
just
what it
right.
is. It's just
Yeah.
what the cards you were dealt.
Right, exactly. Yeah. So thank you for sharing with me your whole day and all the balance things that you're doing for yourself and particularly for others. That is so much appreciated. So will you be going on a book tour or something now with your book and trying to teaching people?
Love to write another book. That's on my agenda.
Uh-huh.
I just have to sit down and do it. I have to come up with the topic for a book, but I love to, like I said, I love to write, so I'd love to write another book. Yeah, I would like to do that at some point. It's on my
Yeah, and then
agenda.
then
Yeah.
maybe I'll stand in line to get your autograph.
No, I'll send you a free copy. I'll come to you and we could do another episode. We can do it on your
Yeah,
podcast. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
totally,
We'll sit together.
totally.
Yeah. And you
Yeah,
got to write a book too.
yeah,
Have you
right.
written a book? Have you written a book? No.
But not yet. I have a lot of thing in my head, and I certainly have enough material in my brain. I can probably write a self-help,
I think you should write a book.
yeah, self-help book about skincare and just very similar to your story and how I stumble on it, and later on, go through the whole circle, coming back to my father's teaching with the natural product and keeping myself healthy in terms of my skin. And as you know, feeling good inside is really help to radiant, and your skin can tell
Yes.
your story also.
Yes.
You know.
100%.
Yeah, if people actually have a lot of issue, you know that the skin doesn't look so good.
Yep.
So we can put nutrition in the skin and then also do some work within ourselves, like you say, putting the exercise on it. It would just like a great combo.
Yep.
Their life will change, and you and I are here because of our experience, and now we're trying to bring it to other people. Hey, this is our experiences, and I think through that learning, of understanding the learning itself, then you also can get benefit from it, and then it make both of us happy, right? Because
Yes.
it's helping.
Yes. 100%. Yep.
So now, anything else that you want to tell the audience? You are particularly and doing the 15-minute training daily to keep yourself fit, happy, and zen, And what other thing if one thing people can take it from here, what will you advise your audience that the most important thing for them to do?
Move 15 minutes a day, whether it be with me, like literally, if that is your minimum, make that be your minimum. But everybody needs to be moving as much as they can. Remember that you're not going to want to do it until you start doing it, because the more you sit, the more you want to sit, but the more you move, the more you want to move. I love helping people figure out what they like to do so they want to do it, and then they can stay consistent with it, whether it be finding like a 15-minute method like mine or just going out for a walk for 15 minutes every day and starting there. The important thing is to do it and to stop thinking about it so much. More action, less thought.
Okay. Thank you. I
You're
think that's
welcome.
a very good message.
Yes.
More action and less talk. I think
Yep.
that is a great takeaway, because people can talk the whole time and say, hey, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, I'm going to do this. But things never happen because they just talk about it and
Yep.
never really, do it. And you and I are saying, okay, we're going to do it, and then we're going to just make a difference and make ourselves happy. And in terms of doing that, then also make other people happy, because we are here to enhance their life through our experiences.
Yes, definitely.
Well, thank you so much. Kali's story is a beautiful reminder that even when life hands us lemons, we have the power to make lemonade and share with others. Her journey is not just about resilience, but about transformation. Through her challenges, Kali discovered a deeper purpose and now help others find strength and vitality through movement and mindfulness. Now we know Kali's not so secret ageless hero ingredient, her 15-minute exercise. What an amazing idea. In our last episode, we explored the idea of confidence and beauty. Kali embodies this perfectly. Her inner confidence radiates through her story and her commitment to helping others. Her Zen moment, it is found in the joy of empowering others, feel strong and healthy. Now I invite you to reflect on, how do you nurture your inner confidence? Maybe it's time to give yourself a little boost, perhaps through an Ageless Zen skincare ritual that help your outer glow match your inner youthfulness. Leave me a comment and share your ageless routine or how you find your Zen space within. I would love to hear your story. Also remember to help spread the word and share this uplifting interview with someone you care. In our next episode, I will be pulling back the curtain on some of the skincare industry best kept secret. You'll meet a few of my personal ingredient heroes, natural, powerful, and proven to help your skin. In our next episode, I'll be pulling back the curtain on some of the skincare industry's best kept secrets. You'll meet a few of my personal ingredient heroes, natural, powerful, and proved to help your skin thrive. If you ever wonder what really works and why, this episode is for you. Don't miss it. Your skin will thank you. Remember, happy skin, happier life. Bye-bye. Okay, what's it?
That is outside the camera.
Exercise. Okay, more exercise. More exercise. Is it 15 minutes yet?